team, and he's going to do a good job and has been doing a great job of not turning the ball over with 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Yeah, he has been mistake-free. Meanwhile, on the other end, DJ Irons, boy, he has the size and someone that when you watch him on tape, he just seems to be growing into his position.
Yes, like you said, growing in his position, DJ Irons, he does a good job of spreading the ball around. And one thing that Coach Moorhead is really excited about this year is that he's going to be able to use his legs and be able to add that into the offense.
Both coaches having their pre-game chat as they get ready for this one. Two coaches who certainly know how to deal with offenses, especially with programs that have been maybe in flux. Joe Moorhead certainly identified the challenges of being able to take over a program from square one, and that's something Scott Loeffler absolutely knows a lot about. He's in year 4 now with his Bowling Green Falcon team, and boy, in talking to him this week, he seemed very confident when you have a quarterback like Matt McDonald playing the way that he has, mistake-free, as you said, Ryan. He has been terrific to start the year, really turning heads. One of only 3 QBs in the entire country to not only have no turnovers, but also double-digit touchdown passes. And Bowling Green will get the football to start off here first. We welcome everybody in. What a glorious day to begin MAC football here today. It's a fresh slate. Both coaches talked about it all week, Ryan, that, look, they both have been through gauntlets. We mean really difficult facilities that they've gone into, SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, you name it. Both these teams have dealt with it so far.
Said that he loves that the MAC is one of the greatest places to play because everybody is balanced right now. Everybody is either 1-3 or 2-2. So let's go into it.
All right, ball is into the air, and we are underway at Infocision Stadium. And immediately the nice return for the Falcons, still on his feet, out to midfield. You want to talk about terrific starting field position, and the Falcons have done just that thanks to Teron Keith, somebody you're going to be hearing plenty from today. He's a big part of their offensive packages.
You always want to start off game fast, and that's one thing that right now that the Falcons are doing. They start the game off fast. They have Teron in there who's going to just get them on the ball at the 50-yard line, and let's just see how this offense rolls today.
Love it when special teams get a chance to set you up. That's something that Loeffler talked about this week, having good opportunities, especially in the return game, and we are underway. Nowhere to go on that initial carry. So Matt McDonald, the starting quarterback for the Falcons, this is his 21st start, somebody that brings plenty of experience.
Yeah, you always want to have an experienced quarterback behind the helm. Last week he didn't play, but now he's back in here in MAC action and looking forward to running this offense.
2nd down and 10. The inside give, nowhere to go. Akron is there defensively up the middle, so not much room to run for Jamal Johnson.
Yeah, Jamal Johnson just ran into big Zach Morton. I'm sorry about that. Number 3 for the Zips. He's out there, set the edge, then allow the Falcons to go anywhere.
Boy, Morton has been a terror for opposing offenses so far this year. He's been terrific. Last week he had a sack, tackle for a loss, forced fumble. McDonald forced to scramble, pitching over the middle and caught near the 40. And they are in business with the first down throw and catch before it's finally whistled dead. And C.J. Lewis has got that first down for the Falcons.
Akron sends the blitz, but unfortunately they weren't able to get there. Matt McDonald steps up into the pocket and finds Mr. C.J. Lewis on the crossing route. Great play by Matt.
The senior transfer out of Boston College. Embry is in motion. McDonald rolling out to the right. He is looking up top, some contact, and did his receiver grab the ball? He did, plus the flag. Embry is there with what looks to be a first down. Their offense is ready to pounce.
They start off with the run with the first drive, and then set it up with this play action fake.
Pass interference, defense number 8. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Right here, like we said before, they get McDonald on the edge, has a great arm, puts the ball up only where his receiver can get it, causes the pass interference, but still is able to come up with the catch. Great catch, Embry.
It's already down to the 5-yard line. McDonald throws into the end zone. That one drifts out of bounds for an incompletion.
Already, we're seeing that we're putting the ball into McDonald's hands. They already have the ball at the 5-yard line. Obviously, there was a big shot. Then the next play, they come right back to C.J. Lewis with the fade ball. Good, just better coverage by the Zips.
Yeah, Tyson Durant right there. You've seen that on tape from Durant so far this year. Kind of Johnny on the spot, has made some terrific defensive plays. McDonald, again, the end zone. Same general direction, and that one sails out of bounds. Intended target, Odu Hilaire, but nothing doing, sets up a very important third down already.
Zips are in great position. They try to do a pick route, and the pick route is when one receiver runs behind the other and pick the two defenders, which actually the Zips do a good job of just being in position, and it was nowhere for McDonald to be able to throw this pass.
3rd down and 5. McDonald again looking left, throws, ball is incomplete. Hilaire could not make the grab. He bobbled it, would have been a sure 6. Instead, it looks like Akron gets a mighty big hold early in this ball game.
So the Falcons threw the ball 3 times to the corner of the end zone, and on the 3rd time, C.J. Lewis has the ball in his hands. One thing I've seen Randy Moss say before, if you're a receiver and the ball touches your hands, you have to come up with it. He's gonna go back on the sideline and wish he had that one back.
So Mason Lawler will attempt the field goal. 22-yarder. There is all sorts of movement, and this could be a huge call. A mistake you do not want to make. Obviously, lots of finger pointing going on.
Offside. Defense, number 15. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
This was actually a bit of a blessing for the Zips right here. The fact that it's 4th and goal, they can't get the first down if they even get the yardage. But we actually see the offense is coming back onto the field right now, so it actually might not be a blessing.
Wait, that is an interesting call because now it sets up a 4th down situation at the 3. Loeffler wants to be aggressive. He's got his experienced quarterback out there, so what could be a huge special teams blunder. We already saw one on the return, and now you have one that gives the Falcons more life and another chance at 6.
They're being aggressive. They have a big personnel in.
The pitch to the outside. Tackled towards the goal line. Did the Zips get the stop? It looks like they did. Incredible effort.
The Falcons try to be aggressive right here on this play call. They get the perfect situation. 4th and 2 on the goal. They want to be aggressive, put the big personnel in, and try to do a mixed direction. But Botan was right there for the play. That's a great sideline effort by number 9, Botan, just Lord Botan. And this is a phenomenal play.
Zips get the football next.
Dish in.
Welcome back. We had our first turnover on downs, the huge stop by that Akron Zip defense. That's the good news. The bad news is you're operating well within the shadows of your own goalpost to start things out.
I think that's why Coach Loeffler made that decision, because he understands that they put them in a tough situation. So if the Zips can't do anything, it's a tough time for them.
All right, the handoff, just to give some breathing room to that Zip offense, goes up the middle for Cam Wiley. Not much room to run, setting up 2nd down. But when we talk about emotions of a game, you get a stop like that, that is huge for not only the defensive team, but the offense starts to feed off something like that.
Yeah, it definitely gives you momentum. You understand that now the momentum is on your side, and all Akron has to do right here is get this first down, and this can be a beautiful drive for them.
2nd and 8. Wiley back there with his quarterback. DJ Irons, his 8th start for the Zips. Another handoff. Wiley maneuvering his way out to about the 8-yard line. Sets up now 3rd and much more manageable, just 2 yards.
So 3rd and manageable now, they can decide if they want to run, if they want to pass, and they're going to put the ball in DJ Irons' hands and let him decide. This empty formations allows DJ Iron to see if it's going to be a blitz or not, and if he can decide if he wants to run or throw it.
He's got his tight end, TJ Banks, in the slot. He will keep it and run up the middle. He'll get the first down. Critical run and decision-making by DJ Irons. We haven't seen a lot of that from him so far this year, but you can see he certainly has the ability to read and react and make you pay on the ground.
Right, and like Coach Moorhead said earlier this year, that he's going to put the ball on DJ a little bit more and want him to run a little bit more as well, and we've seen that right here on that 3rd down.
From their own 14, out of the gun again. Irons with time to throw. Looks down the middle. He had his man, Daniel George, off his paws, and incomplete. Would have been a sizable gain. That throw was right on the money.
Right on the money, but who was even a little bit better? Mr. Deshaun Jones. He's right there in coverage. He has his hands right in place so that the receiver was not able to make the catch, and Mr. George wasn't able to come down with it.
He'll go again from the gun, and this time that play had nowhere to go as he tried to run it once again. Did Irons. Blaine Spires was there on the tackle.
I see already in this offense that they're trying to get Irons the ball with his feet a little bit more, and the Falcons are prepared for it. So now it's a 3rd and long situation.
Irons on 3rd and 10. Time to throw again. Has his man. Connects out to the 30-yard line for the first down. And that is number 18, the 5th-year senior, Jacques Louis.
So Akron gets the ball, and now they're in great field position. They're moving the ball like they want to, and that's the one beautiful thing about getting out of that goal-to-goal situation. Now they changed the field position and is in their hands.
All right, they'll set up the screen. Again, this is Louis trying to push the pile, and he's getting some momentum and had some help as well. Out to about the 37-yard line. Zips offense on the move.
They're throwing a little bit of pass and running here right now. I like how they're changing the pace, but then also speeding the pace up on this Bowling Green defense.
Pitch to the left side, but this time gang of defenders there for BG to make the stop. Wiley going nowhere.
So the Zips try to do a flare pass, but the Falcons do a good job of reading it right here, and it was almost an interception, but it was just a better play by Wiley to help him get something out of nothing.
3rd down, needs to get to the 40. That pass looked to be complete as the Zips keep it going. Daniel George able to run out of bounds past the first down marker.
Akron, right, on this drive they're establishing a bunch of short plays, just like little handoffs, so they can get the big play, and I like what they're doing right now.
Wiley in motion. This time, holds it back, keeps it, and runs. Irons navigating his way out to midfield. That's about as long as you want to hold on to that ball inside that mesh point, Ryan.
Yeah, he held it for a while. And DJ Irons, one thing about being a running style quarterback, you have that mesh point. So you're reading the DN to make sure if he's going to bite on the running back or he's going to bite on you. And he made the right decision on that one.
All right, that time, there is a flag on the play. Huge hit as Bowling Green absolutely ready for that play.
We have a flag on the play.
Jordan Anderson made the big-time hit.
Offense at 76. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Second down.
So worst of both worlds there. Not only do you get the big hit, as Tom Stapleton weighs in for the second time today. We'll take a look at the hold, but not only do you get your
second down
offensive player smacked, but you also go backwards.
Yeah, that's not good in either situation right there for the Zips. So now they have a second and long, and this is the type of situation where you might do a draw screen, something short, so you can just get back into a manageable third down situation.
Wynn picking up here at Infocision, and that ball is loose on the field. Did the Falcons pounce? They are pointing in the direction of that Akron end zone, and the call is made. Falcons force the turnover. J.B. Brown comes away with the football.
Coach Leffler said in the press conference that he wants to get more pressure on the quarterback, and that's exactly what they do right here with DJ Irons. Irons tries to step into the pocket, but unfortunately wasn't aware of where the defender was at, and he, one thing quarterbacks all hate is getting this strip sack, and that's what happened right here. And this was a phenomenal play by number 33, which allowed him to be able to, the Falcons defense to come back with the ball.
Demetrius Hardeman was there with the sack, forced the fumble, and Bowling Green was there quickly. They'll take over the football next. Good field position again for Bowling Green and their offense, and Matt McDonald, who has been absolutely terrific offensively. You see the numbers there. Rarefied air, only 3 quarterbacks in the country with numbers like that. McDonald, all that experience, and his head coach, Scott Leffler, could not help but heap plenty of positivity and praise about what he's been able to do so far. Now under center, and that is the give. And some room to run by Mosley. And he's still on his feet, past the 20. But things open up. Make that Jalen Embry. Things opened up for Embry that time. And he was able to make the most of it.
So the Falcons get on the edge, and then they have big Mr. Patterson with the block, number 28, and allow Emory to just follow his reads, slow down the pace of the offense, and be able to get a large gain right here.
So they get a first down now already in the red zone on the 20-yard line. McDonald, the handoff. Gets a few to the left side. That's Jason Patterson. Last week had 7 carries for 23 yards in the loss at Mississippi State.
One thing the Falcons aren't going to complain about is having a 4-yard gain. Right there, that was a nice little 4-yard gain by Patterson. Allowed them to be able to control the pace of this game, and that's what they're going to keep trying to get, those type of plays.
Well, they had Kroom in motion. Instead, the handoff inside the 10-yard line. That'll be enough for another Falcon first down. Patterson on the move.
So the difference between the first drive and this drive is that they're getting the balls to their playmakers a little bit faster. The first drive, the Falcons, they had the shot downfield with also the pass interference. But this drive, they're giving it to the running backs and handing the ball off to their playmakers early and allowing them to make plays for them.
From the 10, they give over to Keith. Then he is bottled up. Keith has been a weapon so far this year for the Falcons, both dealing with those handoffs and also they've been able to find him out of the backfield. He has a catch in 16 straight games for the Falcons.
It's always good to have a running back that can catch the ball and actually give another weapon to the QB in the passing game, and that's what Keith does to this Bowling Green offense.
They go a little tighter with Andrew Bench on the field, with Kroom out there as well. McDonald will step up in the pocket. And he'll try to run. He'll get to about the 10-yard line. May have been a gain of 2 or 3. Now, we've already seen that Zip defense get a big stop down here. And we'll see if the Falcons can respond on another big early 3rd down.
I was watching McDonald right here. He was looking to see if he can get this corner pass in the corner of the end zone, but the Zip defense was prepared for it, so he had to step up, and now it's a 3rd and long for this Bowling Green offense.
Already under 5 minutes left here in the first. McDonald will throw into the end zone, sails to the back corner, and it looks like another Akron Zip stop defensively. Intended target, C.J. Lewis, but pretty good coverage there by Nate Thompson. Nowhere to go with the football.
So one thing that we heard earlier this week was Coach Moorhead saying that he would like to get in the red zone more, but actually right now, Coach Leffler would like the same thing from his Bowling Green offense. They're getting to the red zone, but unfortunately, they can't capitalize, and right now, they have to kick the field goal.
28 yards for Mason Lawler to put the Falcons up on top, and it is through the uprights. We have our first score of the ball game. The Falcons, they make it happen with 3 on the drive. Akron will have it coming up next. Welcome back, InfoCision Stadium. You see the MAC Championship rings. Those are looking good. Ryan Shazier's got some of those rings for some championships, I imagine. Those women, the track and field team here at Akron. We welcome you back. The Falcons with a 3-0 lead. Zip's about to get the football. Again, they've been deep in their own territory to start things out. They did get the stop that they needed, preventing a couple possessions from ending up in touchdowns. Zip defense got to feel good. They've only given up 3 points.
As a defense, you have to feel wonderful about that.
Fielded at the 12. And they blow this one dead pretty early.
Fair catch. Ball be placed at the spot of the catch by number 18, first down.
That's Shockey Jacques Louis. Apparently signaling for the fair catch, which means the Zip offense going to start deep in their own end once again. So a mistake there. We've seen some special teams mistakes now.
Thank you.
Yeah, in that situation, number 35 actually called a fair catch. So it wasn't even Shockey the one that called a fair catch. It's just once somebody on your team calls a fair catch, Blake Hester called a fair catch. Once somebody calls a fair catch, nobody can run the ball.
So Zips have already allowed a huge return. They've jumped off sides on a field goal. And now that. So 3 special teams blunders already, and things not going well at all at the start of the possession for DJ Irons, who's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
The Bowling Green defense sends a blitz right here, and Mr. Darren Anders and the D lineman, they do a good job of actually getting in the backfield, allowing this play to get caught up.
George with the catch. Nice tackle to bring him down at the 18-yard line, or it would have been more. Deshaun Jones was there to make the stop.
Irons is doing a good job of just getting George involved. Is one of his main targets, and just making sure they move the chains.
This time, that ball picked off the Falcons' defense. Can he get into the end zone? He makes a dive to the pylon. The signal is up, and it's a score. Pick 6 for the Falcons. An incredible play.
Ruling on the field is an interception returned for a touchdown.
Jalen Burton. How did he get that all the way to the end zone?
Oh my gosh, this is such a phenomenal play by the Falcons and this Bowling Green defense. First of all, they send the blitz, and Irons already has been sacked and strip sacked, which causes him to rush this and allow number 18, Jalen Burton, to jump the route, and the rest is up to the playmaker. All he did was follow his blocks and get into that end zone. That's all you wish for as a defender. I know about that. I only have one of those in my career, and that's a good feeling right there.
That's gotta feel unbelievably good. Not only do you make the play, you convert that poor throw into a touchdown, so Burton gets into the end zone and a chance to make it 10-0 for the Falcons. Burton already with 2 pass breakups so far this season. The 5'10 sophomore, Carmel Catholic is where he played his high school football. And hey, if the offense isn't getting 6 for you, the defense can take it from there. And that's exactly what happened. An incredible turn of events early in this one. The interception, and Burton takes it to the house. 10-0, Falcons on top.
As you just continue to see, Burton just jumps this route. DJ Irons is rushing the throw, and when you get the ball in your hand as a defensive player, you're not used to having blocks, so you just follow the jerseys that look like yours. And Jalen Burton does that. He gets behind all the white jerseys and stumbles his way into the end zone. That's a phenomenal play.
Did you feel good once in a while, either forcing turnovers or seeing that happen, and now the defensive guys have the football, and all of a sudden the offensive guys have to be the tacklers?
Yeah, it's the one thing about playing defense is you understand the offense does not know how to tackle. So the only thing is that you just have to stay away from the O-lineman. So as a DB, if you get past the O-lineman, you understand the running backs, the receivers, and the quarterbacks can't tackle as well. So you just have to make sure the big bodies don't fall on you.
All right, defensive guys may have trouble holding onto the football, although that was not an issue, at least on that play by Burton. But you see some of those corners, and then the coaches will remind you that's why you're playing on defense.
Yeah.
But then it works both ways, because the offensive guys can't exactly tackle.
Yeah, so when those offensive guys are on special teams and they have to practice tackling during the week, tackling the dummy, it's not pretty. So it's always fun when they have to get on the opposite end.
All right, Akron getting the football already for a 4th time. And this is Jacques Louis again, staying on his feet. He has a crease down the sidelines past the 40. Can he get all the way to the house? He's finally driven out of bounds at the 3-yard line. And finally the Zip special teams make a big play.
The special teams today have been making a name for themselves. Now the Zips is their turn, and Mr. Jacques Louis has done what he has to do. First, he gets the kick return on the opposite end, breaks 2 tackles. That's what you want from any offensive player, and then the rest is up to him. He gets down the sideline and gets all the way to the 4-yard line, and now he gives his Zips an opportunity to get into the end zone as well.
Oh, this is just what the doctor ordered for that Zips offense, which has been plagued by bad field position. Now they have themselves a golden opportunity at the 3-yard line. No go from the gun. Irons. Had name in motion. The handoff up the middle. Clyde Price gets into the end zone. And that is exactly the type of possession head coach Joe Moorhead would love to see. 1 play, 6 on the board.
The Zips, this is exactly what they needed. They got behind their big O line and just push the power forward and allow Mr. Clyde Price to ease his way into the end zone. They've been able to run the ball well all day. They just haven't been able to get into the red zone. And once they get into the red zone, what Coach Moorhead wanted is exactly what they got, a touchdown.
Price hasn't gotten a ton of carries this year, but no one bigger than that as he's able to carve into that deficit. The extra point by Noah Perez is true, and 10-7 just like that after the big special teams play. Akron getting closer. BG will have it.
You see this push by his O-line, and Price just follows his O-lineman into the end zone. He's a big body guy, 6'1", 220. He's a bigger body. So when those bigger bodies fall like Derrick Henry, they fall forward. They rarely fall backwards. And that's exactly why they have Mr. Price in this situation right here.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a spark. A big play by special teams. We've seen so many special teams plays already that have factored into this ball game.
That's some action for you.
Well, that's exactly what you come to see. You knew debut of conference action between these two teams, and boy, both coaches talked about it in the week in the lead up. They love the challenges of going on the road into the SEC or whether it's into the Big Ten schools. They love those challenges, but it's almost a reset. In fact, in talking to Scott Loeffler, he talked about how they divide the season into 3 seasons. You have that out of conference, then those first 4 or so games in conference, that's their second season. That's where they're at right now. Kickoff will be handled at the 4-yard line. And now the Falcons got some breathing room on a nice return.
Mr. Keefe tried to get one himself right here. He's seen how Mr. Luis was able to get to the 4-yard line, and he's already had one to the 50, so he was trying to do him back. But this is a good return by the Falcons and allowed them to have great field position on the 28-yard line.
All right, just a tick under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. McDonald under center. This will be a straight handoff from behind. And it looks like Patterson has a few. Make that Jamal Johnson up the middle. And Jamal Johnson banged up earlier this year against UCLA, so he has been trying to get that body right. And it was a little unclear leading up to this game whether or not he would see action, and he's been out there so far the entire game. McDonald, 2nd and 7, has to pull it down. He'll get out past the 35. However, a flag is thrown into the direction of where holding usually is called.
This is why McDonald is so good at quarterback. He sees something that he doesn't like, and then he puts the ball up.
Holding. Defense, number 15. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
KJ Martin, the culprit, called for holding, so it'll go the other way.
Yeah, the defensive holding. You see right there, you're not allowed to grab guys like that, and especially when they're receivers.
Yeah, he was holding Patterson, so that's the automatic first down. And now the Falcons closing in on midfield. They're at the 45. Hilaire in motion to the far side. McDonald will uncork one down the field. And with a head turned, they got a flag thrown in there. The ball was intended for Hilaire. On the coverage, Rashad Hentz.
Bolin is doing a lot of these switch routes.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
They're doing a lot of these switch curl routes, and it puts the defense in a really tough position. And as a defender, you try to be as close as you can to the receivers, but you have to make sure you look back. And he looked back a little bit too late, and when you look back too late, they call pass interference.
Yeah, ball little underthrown. Sometimes that becomes fortuitous for the offense.
Yeah, as a defensive player, you hate that.
It's a handoff by the Falcons and a missed tackle. And all the way out, Patterson is to about the 26-yard line. They found something there in the running game.
That was just a good play by Patterson. You watch him, he follows his line. They get a push, but makes a man miss, and then just gets the ball upfield. This is what you want from any running back every day of the week.
Nate Thompson credited with the tackle. Another handoff.
Patterson.
And it's Patterson again now for the Falcons.
Wrapped up by Tim Terry. Second down 8.
They end up doing a counter play right here and had Levy Gajeric with the lead blocker, which allowed him to have a nice 3-yard gain.
This time, Jamal Johnson nowhere to go. The Zips getting into the backfield to make that stop.
Ryan Johnson just shoots the gap, and that's one thing that all offenses hate. When somebody shoots the gap in the run game, it slows down what you can do on offense, and it doesn't allow the running backs to make the type of cuts or the reads that they really want to make.
3rd and 11. Pay attention to Teron Keith. They love him in these 3rd down situations, and he is back on the football field. Hilaire in the slot. They need 11. McDonald. Boy, he has nowhere to go. He is taken down at the 40-yard line with the sack.
Number 1, Curtis Harper gets the sack, but I have to give the credit to Ryan Johnson. He gets off of the edge and just shoots the gap, and it doesn't allow McDonald to step up and make a play.
Well, that'll do it for the first quarter. Falcons up 10-7. The big stop there. Don't go anywhere. We still have 3 quarters left. Back football on ESPN.
Another busy.
Quarter number 2. Zips fans assembled on the hill. Sitting room only, I guess you'd say. Zippy enjoying the action as we have Bowling Green. The Akron Zips, right now the Falcons up 10-7. And the Zips about to get the football deep in their own end again. The fair catch at the 7-yard line. That is where the Zips will start out offensively. They have 3 first downs so far in this game. Able to get that big touchdown after the huge special teams play, set up a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line, and they pounced to make it 10-7. What are you noticing so far?
I'm noticing that Akron is able to move the ball. They just have to make sure they don't turn the ball over. Their first drive, they end up fumbling the ball. The second drive, they end up throwing an interception for a touchdown. When they actually controlling the ball, they do a good job of it. They just have to make sure that they keep it.
DJ Irons already has 14 yards on the ground. He'll try to pick up some more before he's dropped at about the 15-yard line.
Coach Moorhead said they're going to use his legs a lot more, and we're seeing that already this game. You're starting to see how much that he's running the ball just to start off drives. And I think it's really going to be able to help them continue to move the ball throughout this game.
Yeah, you haven't seen a lot of that on tape so far this year for that Zip offense. This time the handoff, not much up the middle for the Zips. But Price, who does have the lone touchdown for the Zips, he had the carry, and Anders, you're going to hear his name throughout the broadcast today. Darren Anders has been terrific so far this year. He made the grab. 3rd down and 1, and they get through with the first down. Big run by Price.
Tackle by Bacon. That is an Akron. First down.
They hand the ball off to Price, and his big O-line just gets some solid holds for him, and Nate Williams allows him to be able to get this first down.
Irons will scramble. and get out of bounds, but another big gain, and his legs have served him well so far in this football game.
This is going to be a big part of their success today. If he can just continue to move around the pocket and allow his legs to establish the run, I think that DJ Irons is going to have a great game today.
Now out to the 33, 2nd down and 3. Irons all alone. This thing run all the way, and he's got room to run. He'll kick it to the outside. Past midfield. He's finally brought out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Nice pickup there.
So this is a quarterback power. Offenses like to get in an empty set to see what the defense is doing, and you see number 76, Nate Williams, pull around so he can just set up blocks for his big quarterback, DJ Irons, and now they're in Falcon field position.
27 yards on the design run from the quarterback Irons, who looked like he wanted to go tempo, and the official said, hold on. And this time the handoff. Boy, big carry as Price trucked his defender and stayed on his feet. I think he's letting him know about it.
Like we said earlier, that big body, that 220 frame is wearing down on this Bowling Green defense, and you see it right there. It allows them to have a 2nd and 2 situation, and you can pick whatever play in the playbook you want right now.
Boy, able to get all the way out near the 30, but this play disrupted. Never had a chance. Terrific defensive play that time by the Falcons.
The Zips try to get pretty and do the zip motion and then do a read option off of it. And the smart thing for DJ Irons to do is to hand it off. And he almost handed it off to Bryce Brand. He was right there in the backfield, and that slowed down this drive right now.
So 3rd and 7. Big defensive play for the Falcons. Irons has to step up. No time is brought down at the 45-yard line. A sack there by that Falcons defense. Carl Brooks, among others, on the play.
It kind of looked like a party back there in the backfield. Right now, they send the blitz. The Falcons send the blitz, and then Mr. Brooks just come off the edge. And once the blitz is up the middle, you can't step up into the pocket, and Brooks come off the edge and gets the sack.
So, big defensive stop. Looked like the Zips had something brewing, especially on the ground, but a couple of terrific plays. The Falcons defense stuffing the Zips. And this ball will drift and bounce into the end zone, so it's a touchback. And the Falcons will get the ball at the 20 and a chance to build on that lead when we return.
Another busy day?
Welcome back in Akron, where Bowling Green leads 10-7. They'll get their first possession of the second quarter. Now, in that last meeting between these teams a year ago, Akron, under the tutelage then of Tom Art, they won against Bowling Green on the road. And in that game, Matt McDonald, well, even his coach admitted, was a bit of a disaster. He had 3 interceptions, but since then, it's been a different QB. He's thrown for 17 touchdowns and 1 pick over the last 9 games. So sometimes it just takes one game to change everything. And since then, he's made really good decisions as they get across the 22-yard line. Christian Sims, first time we've called him today.
Yeah, all it takes is one game. You see this season already, McDonald is doing a good job of just making sure that all his passes are away from defenders and just to his receivers. So if his receivers don't catch it, then nobody's catching it. And I think that game last year hurt him.
All right, this ball batted down, comes right back to him. So, depending on perspective, maybe fortuitous, as he was able to haul it back in and go down with it before things got even worse.
So that's considered a pass to yourself. So he just
good hands.
He's padding his stats.
Curtis Harper. Boy, that could have been a lot worse. He was there to deflect that pass, and now the BG offense with a 3rd and 10. Need to get to the 30. Pitch and catch complete, and more. C.J. Lewis out across the 40 for a gain of 20-plus.
Bowling Green does a slant route right here with C.J. Lewis, and McDonald gets the ball out of his hands fast, and he gets it over the linebacker, and that was a nice gain to allow them to continue to move these chains and just get them and get back in the pace that they want to be in.
Yeah, nice adjustment by Lewis to haul it in. So big first down. Zips thought they had the stop. McDonald with a man in his face. Down the field with a receiver open. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Tyrone Broden with the big connection.
McDonald gets a great block from his O-line, steps into this pass, and just throws a dart right here to his big receiver, Tyrone Broden. He is a 6'7" receiver, and he used all that frame to catch this one right here.
Boy, Ryan Johnson almost had him for a sack. So terrific accuracy, all things considered. And then a big run by Jason Patterson, getting the Falcons closer to the end zone.
This is patience and just great blocking. The Bowling Green Falcons get a nice front. You see this double team right here. He bounces off that double team and allows Jason Patterson to be able to get this first down and goal.
Boy, Akron made wholesale substitutions, and they're able to make the stop. They looked a little confused. Patterson is brought down after he made the initial cutback. About 7 of the Zips defenders ran onto the field late.
So sometimes, especially because Bowling Green got in this big, heavy set, they run in and out different personnels, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're running different personnels in and out, but the referees have to hold it until the defense is set before the offenses can run the ball.
And now the Falcons very confused. They had big Andrew Bench split out deep to the left. And then Leffler said, all right, we've had enough. Let's get this under control. Call timeout because pivotal situation with 2nd down and goal to go at the 3. Can they pounce? Stick with us.
Thank you.
Teams, 4 series, best of 3.
It's about to get wild.
Because everybody else, if you get a...
All right, Falcons, 2nd down and goal to go at the 3, where Matt McDonald will try to get them into the end zone for their first offensive touchdown of the game. Tale of 2 different seasons, really. You look at numbers like that, that is a huge improvement, and his head coach, Scott Leffler, has really been blown away at his composure since last year. In fact, he's working on 233 straight passes without an interception. Out of the I formation, and he'll throw it. He has his big man out of the backfield. That is caught for a touchdown. Andrew Bench.
The Falcons have 2 back-to-back really nice run plays in a big personnel. And what you think that Zips were waiting on, they were waiting on the run. Play action fake, get Zip on the edge, get Bench on the edge, and allows him to walk into the end zone. And that was his 234th pass without an interception, but he also had a touchdown on that.
Now, sometimes announcers will get criticized for the jinx, but it didn't happen there. Clean throw, had his man open, and Bowling Green converts the touchdown. So they got a score on defense with a pick 6 by Burton, and now the touchdown by the big man, Andrew Bench. Zips, they need some points, down 10. Welcome back in Akron. Bowling Green, after the touchdown, has made it a 10-point game with some impressive work, especially down by the goal line. The easy throw for McDonald. He found bench for only his 4th catch of the season. Anthony Lima, Ryan Shazier here today as it's the start of Maction. It just feels good. A chill in the air, a little bit of a breeze. Leaves are changing colors. And you get into conference play, Ryan, it's a different story.
Yeah, in the MAC, it's just like it knows when fall comes because the weather comes right with it. And now we're seeing some great MAC ball, and I'm just ready for this season of MAC play.
All right, ball sails into the end zone. So 25-yard line is where the Zips will take over football. The football, they have 5 first downs to Bowling Green's 10 so far today. They've only thrown it for 33 yards. Maybe a bit of a surprise because head coach in his first year, Joe Moorhead, with the Zips, actually his 3rd stint as head coach, he was excited about getting his wide receivers involved, but they haven't had much of an opportunity to do so far today.
Coach Moorhead said that the strength of this offense is his receivers, but right now they're just relying on this run game.
Irons will keep it. He'll toss it down the field. Contact. And his receiver fell. Flag is on the field.
Both of those flags are in defensive penalty range. So I'm thinking we have a pass interference and a defensive holding. But let's see what the referee has here.
Irons was looking for Shockey Jock Louis. Made a big special teams play. Had a huge return in this game that set him up for the nice touchdown.
Holding, defense number 0. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So Tom Stapleton, your head referee, they had both flags on the play with both the hold and the pass interference. So that gets them all the way out to the 40-yard line. So Moorhead, they came out attacking, and it worked out as they got the penalty. This time, Daniel George on the screen, but nowhere to go. He is met by a gang of defenders, driven out of bounds.
Jalen Burton does a good job of actually pressing the point right here and causing Jock Louis to not actually block him. And it's 2nd and 10 just because of great play at the point.
3 receivers bunched to the right. Instead, it's a keeper. Irons had a man to beat. Would have gotten much more. Instead, he's brought down across the 45-yard line. J.B. Brown on the tackle.
They tried to do a fake screen, and DJ Irons actually aborts going to the right side of the ball where everybody was blocking because he's seen a cutback lane, and J.B. Brown was able to just make that tackle right there.
And it's a good thing he did. He would have had much more room to run, so they've stopped it right now. Need to get to midfield.
Disconcerting signals. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
All right, that's one you don't typically see, but it gives the Zips a first down.
So normally when you get that call, that means that the defense is barking out, hut, 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 or making signals that you're not allowed to do. That's illegal.
Hey, you don't see that very often. Irons, a rocket to his receiver, Daniel George, and goes right out of bounds.
Yeah, you don't really see that often because, they chip a lot, they chirp a lot, but one thing that you don't want to, you just don't want to, cause penalties, and you see right there they end up getting one.
And it gave him a first down. So now 2nd down and 10. Again, they bunched those receivers to the right, but instead a big hole on the left side. Clyde Price, he took a hit, but he's all the way down to the 37-yard line.
The left side of this line, number 75 and number 71, Baines and Daniels just set up a nice hole for Price to run through. And right now, he's just establishing himself in this game and just showing that I can start to wear down this Bowling Green defense. This is just a point of the game that Akron gets stuck at. They get around this 50-yard line, 40-yard line, and that's where their offense stalls. So they just have to make sure that they can keep moving this drive on right here.
Irons with time, goes up top, and it is incomplete, just off the hands of the intended target, Tristan Brake. Right up the seam, he had him.
This is a beautiful throw. He pissed it over the DB's shoulder, but Brake slows down a little bit right here, and it touches his hands. He has to come down with this catch. He's going to want this one.
And Darren Anders in coverage.
That's that matchup that all offenses like. They have that tight end on the linebacker. The tight ends are typically better athletically.
Screen on the right side. This time, Jacques Louis had some room to run. Finally brought down. Well, they love getting him the football. He is explosive.
Jacques Louis, he's one of those type of players you want to get the ball into his hands right now. That's how he was able to get that long kickoff run, and that's how he was able to get this first down right here. He's very shifty, and he's really good at making guys miss.
Irons again from the gun. Out to the 20, inside the 15. Another passing catch. Clyde Price is finally brought down.
On this drive, the Zips are establishing offense and getting the ball to their playmakers quick, and that's exactly what they do right here.
This drive started at their own 25. They're all the way down to the 14-yard line. And that time, Price did take a hit. Looked like he was going down, got back up, and then he was sent down.
Price just followed his O-line. Look at this great block by number 65, Tony Georges, and just allows him to be able to get another 5-yard gain.
They might have missed that. Now they have stopped it. It did look, upon replay, that his knee was down shortly after carrying the football.
So everybody that's watching this game and thinking, hey, I thought you can get down and get back up. Well, there's a difference in rules in college and the NFL. And
after reviewing, the runner was down at the 13-yard line. It's second down.
Yeah, in college, if you go down, once you go down, you're established down. Right here, you see him go down on his knee and get back up. In the NFL, if you're not touched, you can get back up. So if you're a little bit confused on this one right here, that is why they moved the ball back, and it's 2nd and 9 now.
Also a scenario where that instant replay is triggered. That call is made already. That's why it happened so quick. They want to speed up the games. Irons, a wide open throw and catch. The pop pass touchdown. What a play drawn up. Clyde Price with the score.
This is exactly what Coach Moorhead was talking about at the beginning of the week. We're going to establish DJ Irons' legs, so it's putting fear into this Falcons defense, and they fake the quarterback power, have Mr. Price sneak into behind the DBs and the linebackers, and everybody committed on the run and dump it right over their head. This is a beautiful play call right here.
Boy, that is a terrific call. Joe Moorhead dialing up the offense, and we have plenty of points now here in the first half. Both offenses getting in gear. Impressive 75-yard drive by the Zips. So an impressive drive by the Zips. 10 plays, 75 yards, and the nifty play call down at the 13-yard line. Clyde Price, who's now touched it 8 times, 7 carries, has that touchdown catch, and that's exactly the type of series that Joe Moorhead wanted to see out of his Zip offense.
And to me, it seems like they're going with the hot hand, and the hot hand right now is Price.
Ball retrieved at the 10. And out to about the 28-yard line, which is where the Falcon offense will take over the football. Matt McDonald so far 7 of 11 for 113 yards. Does have that nice touchdown throw. So far, Patterson has been the leading rusher, 37 yards. And this one gets to the outside. Nice gain out past the 40-yard line. And a nice first play by Jalen Embry to start things off.
Fourth down at 38-yard line.
The Falcons do a jet sweep, just put the ball in Embry's hands, then allow his teammates just to be in front and already have a running start when he's coming around the corner. I think that was a great play just to start off the drive.
So Markham 1 yard short of the first down. The carry, Patterson again, and he's tackled out about midfield.
So this play right here is a split zone. A split zone is when the O-line is blocking one way, and then you send the tight end across to block the end of the line of scrimmage. And this tight end, number 85, just comes across the line of scrimmage and just puts a wonderful block on for him.
Kevon Kroom, they're helping lead the way. And this time it's Kroom with the football, but a flag thrown in late. Looked to be some confusion over there by that Akron D. We'll await the call.
Holding, offense number 10. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Levi Gazarek, two-sport athlete here at Bowling Green. They'll get him with the hold.
So as a defender, I hate holdings more than anybody, but you just can't have you have the hands inside, but once the defender tries to release, you have to let them go, and that's what they get Jarek for right here.
So that pushes the offense back, but movement might give the Falcons 5 yards more.
Offside. Defense number 55. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Kyle Thomas, the 6'3 junior.
That eases the pain a little bit for Bowling Green's offense because they had a 1st and 20, now it's a 1st and 15.
At the 45-yard line. So a little disjointed right now on this possession, but McDonald from the gun has some protection, will step up, and he'll keep it past midfield and uses his legs to get near that first down marker. And we'll see where they spot it.
McDonald is looking downfield. You see his eyes downfield. He doesn't see anything, stepping into the pocket and just gets a nice 8-yard, 13-yard run to allow them to get this 2nd and 2.
We'll see if Leffler is aggressive on this call with just short yardage and creeping deeper into Akron territory, but this time some movement by that Bowling Green offensive line.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Jalen Grant, the junior, is whistled, so our 3rd flag already on this possession. We had somewhat of a clean game up until this point. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Akron is elected to have the clock start on the snap.
So Akron wants the time to actually wait, too. So that ended up being almost like a timeout for Akron as well.
McDonald throws deep down the right side. Broden, the intended target. Instead, that goes out of bounds. make that Jalen Embry the intended target.
Bowling Green's been aggressive, and they've won a score right here in this situation. Right now, you want to make sure that you can get as many points as you can going into halftime. Right now, they're up 3, but they would like to be up 10. So I would expect them to be a little bit aggressive here and still try to get this first down.
They had Hilaire in motion. McDonald shuffles that one off to the right side. It's complete, but short of the first down. And that's Teron Keith. You noted earlier they love looking at him on third down because of his big playmaking ability.
He reminds me of Jacques Louis on the other side. They get him the ball on the edge. They want him to be able to create early. But I give the credit to number 15, KJ Martin, because he makes him cut back into the defense, and it stops this. It makes the Zips force them on a 4th down and 3. So now it makes Coach Lefter make a decision. Do you want to punt the ball and give us an opportunity to go and score, or do you want to be aggressive and get this first down? But if you don't get this first down, now we have the ball at half the field. Well,
they look like they were going to use that offense out on the football field, and so Akron called timeout with 4th and 3 looming. And McDonald is heading right back out. So they need to get to the 41-yard line. And he is under center. You haven't seen a ton of this by Bowling Green. Hilaire in motion to the near side. And back in motion again.
They're trying to get him to jump off sides right here.
Still 10 to go on the play clock. And now at 5. One last attempt to draw Akron offside. They were having none of it, so the timeout.
30 seconds. Timeout Bowling Green. They're 7.5.
The Zips absolutely ready for that one.
That was a great timeout, and the reason I'm going to tell you why it was a great timeout. It was a great timeout for 2 reasons. Coach Moorhead went in there and told his defense, make sure nobody jumps off sides. And you see that they were prepared for this moment, but then it also stops the clock. So now they have a 4th down situation where they're about to get the ball. It's 1 minute and 29 seconds, so they'll probably get it with a minute and 20 seconds unless they have a good return here. And it gives DJ Iron and this offense an opportunity to go into the half tied or up.
All right, the punt sends this ball deep. Inside the 3, it's muffed. Who's on it? Boy, Bowling Green looks like they have the football. Number 13 for the Falcons.
Said the receiver muffed the ball. It was recovered by the kicking team. First down, Bowling Green.
Charles Rosser pounces. A huge miscue right before the half.
Coach Tomlin always told our punt returners, always come into the punt, never go backwards into the punt. And right here, this is a situation where he was backing up into the punt. It's hard to actually find the ball, and you see it right here. It bounces off his chest, and now Bowling Green has a great opportunity to go up with a larger lead.
Bobby Golden not able to retrieve that punt. And so great field position at the 3. McDonald throwing in the end zone. Ball is caught. Touchdown, Christian Sims.
That's how you turn a negative into a positive very fast. All those penalties caused Bowling Green to have to punt the ball. The punt ended up getting muffed, and Bowling Green takes advantage of this situation, and now they're up 10, and Christian Sims does a good job to do a pick route, allows him to get behind his defender, get in front of his defender. So just a beautiful throw by Mr. McDonald, and now he has 12 touchdowns on the season.
Just a disastrous miscue on special teams. We've seen a slew of them so far today. And just like that, the extra point is good, and the Falcons surge ahead to a 10-point cushion. Now watch McDonald.
This is a play. You put McDonald on the run and then do a pick play, and you have a linebacker guarding Mr. Sims on the run after getting picked. This is a situation that most linebackers aren't prepared for. They're not ready for it, and this is a great play call by this Bowling Green offense to allow them to be able to go up, and now it puts the ball back into Akron court. Can you make a touchdown or a field goal to be able to close the gap with a minute and 15 seconds?
Now, Leffler loves his tight ends, Christian Sims, and also the freshman, true freshman, Harold Fanning from down the road, Canton McKinley. He was really excited, called him a freak this week on multiple occasions. That's a good thing for those just joining us in the sports world, in the football world. When you're characterized as a freak, that is a very, very good thing because of the physical gifts that Fannin has. Unfortunately, he re-aggravated a lower body injury, so did not make the trip after last week catching 5 balls for 49 yards in a loss to Mississippi State. Akron now will get it back, provided they hold on to the football, which has been in doubt at times today. And so, Ran, how aggressive? Down 10, but still a minute 9 to go. But, you know, when things go haywire right before the half like this, knowing that you do get the ball at the start of the second half, does that change your line of thinking at all? It
changed your line of thinking, and Coach said before the game that the strength of his team is his receivers. So I'm going to put the ball into DJ Irons in these receivers' court and see if they can at least get us some points on the board because we know we're getting the ball back.
So they'll start at the 25. Irons under pressure, does fire. And Clyde Price is out of bounds right at the 29-yard line, does stop the clock.
A lot of people are looking at a minute and it's like, man, that's not a lot of time. But it actually is a lot of time. You have 2 timeouts. When you get first downs, that stops the clock. So there's a lot of time for them to make a play. We just have to see if they're going to make it.
Second down, Irons. Similar play. This time, Price is taken down inbounds. Nice tackle right there. J.B. Brown, we've called his name already a handful of times.
J.B. Brown was like, I'm not having this. You guys are giving Price the ball too much. That is my man, and I'm prepared for this moment.
And just like that, 3rd and 5, Irons has to step up. He'll be able to get the first down with his legs out across the 41. Did hold on to the football as he transferred the way he held that ball, but that stops the clock, and now it's back up and running. He'll spike it with 30 seconds left before the half.
That was a pretty aggressive spike right there.
Gotta make sure everybody knows.
So DJ Iron was looking downfield. There was nothing there, and he had to use his legs, and I think he was aggressively spiking it because he understands this is an opportunity for us right now to put points on the board, and he has to run. He understands it's going to be tough to run it in.
Pretty big 2-minute drill for the QB, who only has 7 starts under his belt. This time connecting at midfield.
So he finds his go-to target, George, right down the middle of the field, and it allows him to be able to have the first down, stops the clock, and then it's going to give them another opportunity to just keep moving this ball.
This time, no spike. Instead, tries to roll out, but he is almost brought down before he fires this one deep out of bounds. So 11 seconds left for the Zips to try to get this maybe in field goal range, and it's important to note that Noah Perez has unseated Corey Smeagol, the captain, for the kicking job. And his career long is 44. And that ball incomplete. Daniel George had it, would have just had to step out of bounds, and they would have been close to field goal range.
Yeah, that was a really tough pass. The Falcons are just putting so much pressure. They're doing a lot of stunts and changing up the way the front is putting pressure on DJ Irons and his O-line, and it's really making DJ Irons to make good throws. And right here, he just underthrows George, and he wasn't able to catch it.
Well, you look back, you wonder if they should have called timeout after the previous catch from Daniel George, and now they're basically out of time. We'll see if the timer does keep 1 second left on the clock.
This is a situation now. You have to throw the Hail Mary and see if he can get down there, or a hook and lateral type of situation. It's 1 second left. You can just run the ball, but you just have to make sure you make the right decision.
Well, there's no doubt Loeffler doesn't want anything bad to happen to his defense before the end of the half. They know Akron gets the football to start the second half of play, but you're looking at the Zips. They have timeouts, and they had that completion over the middle of the field. Might have been able to call timeout and save some of the seconds, but they're left here with just one left.
There's a few instances where I watched, and we all watched, where they could have called timeout. The one instance where DJ Irons got the first down, that was a situation, they didn't really lose a lot of time. But the one situation where George caught the ball, I feel like they could have used a timeout in 2 or 3 of those different situations, where right now they might actually have 30 or 40 seconds on the clock compared to 1.
So with 1 second left, provided there's no penalty, this will be the last play of the half. We'll see what kind of an arm DJ Irons has. And do you like the alignment right now by the Falcons D? Irons will throw it. He'll take a hit. This ball dies at about the 4-yard line. And that'll do it for the first half, as Irons is a little wobbly getting back up to his feet. He did take a hit. That's something we will certainly monitor. But we're at the half, and the Falcons have put up 24 points. Wait, Irons walking off the field. We'll check into his health, as already this season he has taken some licks. He was knocked out of that Michigan State game earlier this year. Stick with us. We've got a loaded halftime show for you as we are well underway. MAC football on ESPN. Scoring right before the end of the first half, and they got the stop. And so far, it seems like we're pretty even, if it weren't for the 3 disastrous turnovers that have really changed the game.
These turnovers have been plaguing Akron. The Zips have been able to move the ball. They've been running it when they want to, like the coach Moorhead said he wants to do. They can do a little bit better with the pass. Their O-line needs to stand up a little bit better in the front. But these turnovers are just plaguing them. And if they can stop turning the ball over, this game is going to get a lot closer than it is right now.
Right, time of possessions, similar. Time of possession, first downs. Akron actually has more with 13 to BG's 11. And normally you go 5 of 8 on third down. You feel like you're in good shape. But the turnovers have been deadly. However, good news is you get the football back and a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
Like, Akron is punting the ball only 1 time. So that tells you is either they're getting touchdowns or they're turning it over.
The kickoff is fielded inside their own 10 and now brought out past the 30 and into the 43-yard line. A nice return by the Zips. Well done by Blake Hester, the sophomore out of Ashland, Kentucky.
They set up, the Zips set up a wall on the right side and allow Hester to get on the edge. And this is exactly what they need to start off the pace for this second half. Just make sure they take care of the ball. They take care of the ball, continue to run the way they've been running it. This is going to be a whole different second half if they can take care of it. DJ
Irons, you saw him take that hit on the Hail Mary attempt right before the end of the first half, 12 of 19. Only 86 yards passing, however, on the ground. He's been really good. 11 carries, 61 yards, averaging 5.5 a carry. Hadn't run it much so far this year, but today it's been a weapon for him.
Coach Moorhead said that it's going to be more of a weapon for them. They're going to use it, and they actually use it for one of their touchdowns. They faked a run for a touchdown. So this is something that they're going to continue to add to their game plan.
Irons looking for his man. Dangerous throw. Deshaun Jones was there to break it up. And that sets up a third down already for that zip offense.
Jones actually misplays this ball. He does a good job on defense, but Irons throws the ball behind Alex, and it doesn't allow him to be able to make the catch.
Irons takes a hit on that throw, but this time it is caught. A big first down. Shockey Jock Louis all the way down to the 45-yard line of the Falcons. Big connection for the Zips.
The Falcons do a stunt play right here, and it causes DJ Irons to have pressure right in his face, but he stands into the pocket. Inside
handoff, Clyde Price, but a flag is thrown onto the field late.
Flag on the play.
This is in the holding territory once again.
Holding, offense number 76. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
Nate Williams with the holding call. Holding calls kill drives. A holding call is almost like a sack. First and 20 is really difficult to get. So right here, they're going to have to be able to run the ball well or just get at least 12 to 15 yards just to have an opportunity to keep this drive rolling.
Irons, the throw down the field. Alex Adams off his hands, and he could have kept running.
DJ Irons does exactly what he has to do right here. He sits in the pocket. The Falcons send a blitz. He gets hit right in the face and puts the ball where only receiver can get it. He could have still be running right now if he caught that ball. You couldn't ask anything better from DJ Irons. Mr. Adams is going to want that one back because that one hurts. It was in his hands. That was going to be a first down, possibly a touchdown. And now they're fighting second and 20.
Down at Liberty, Adams had 5 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown. Has yet to make a catch so far today. The handoff inside Price there on second down to get some of it back to make third down a bit more manageable with 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13, that is a defense's dream because you get the coach, if they want to, they can be aggressive or they can just sit back and play the sticks. Right here, it seems like the coaches are going to be sending the blitz. They have all the guys up to the line of scrimmage right now, and it's like it's going to be a cover 3 style blitz.
3rd and 13. Irons had time to throw on the left side, has his man, but it is incomplete. A little late. That ball hung up there forever, so Daniel George could not bring it down.
The Falcons defense, they disguised the blitz, so it looked like it was going to be a very fire zone type of blitz. A fire zone is a blitz with the coverage in the back end of it. They escape everybody out, bail everybody out. It was a cover 3 style defense. This was still a great throw by Irons, but it just wasn't where it needed to be. And now the Falcons offense has the opportunity to gain this ball back.
So Zips will punt it back. The Falcons will get a chance with it. This ball is going to bounce at the 2 and then into the end zone. So the Bowling Green Falcons get the stop. They'll have it when we return right here on ESPN. MAC teams entering conference play today around the conference. Boy, Kent State with a pretty good effort a week ago at number 1 Georgia, but they are down at half to the Bobcats 10-7. That is a good one. Northern Illinois and Ball State in an absolute shootout in Muncie. Miami trailing Buffalo by 4 at halftime. Miami had a big win against a Big Ten foe so far this year, so always fun to see how things start to shake out once you get into conference play. And the Falcons with a big gaping hole to start things out. Their first carry of the first half. A nice run by Jamal Johnson.
Bowling Green we see this split zone action right here. He makes a guy miss in the middle of the hole, and Jamal Johnson gets a nice 20-yard gain.
We've seen a lot of Jason Patterson so far today, but Johnson with a nice carry there as he's trying to work his way and get healthier as the season progresses. This play, it gets them out all the way close to the 46-yard line. And Sims has another one, had the touchdown play right before the end of the first half.
So the play before, we seen the split zone. This is the split zone action, what it gives you. When you actually do the play action off of it, it puts the tight end in motion and somebody that's an easy target for the quarterback to throw to when that action happens.
Empty backfield out of the gun. Hilaire catches that, tries to fight for more yardage before he's finally brought down. Zips trying to strip that football.
Zips are trying to create a turnover themselves in this situation because the defense understands they need to get the ball back to their offense so they can put points on the board.
Darian Lewis, among others on the play, played his high school football right down the road at both football and basketball powerhouse, Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Third and a few out of the gun. This time the keeper, McDonald, forges his way into Zip territory for another first down.
They pull an Akron on Akron right there. They do the read option play. DJ Irons in Akron's offense been doing this pretty much all game. And McDonald can still run, and they like to establish it here and there, but they only use it when it's needed, and that's what they did right there.
Patterson now in the backfield with McDonald. And he'll get the football with room to run on the right side. Takes a hit and falls forward past the 40 near another first down.
Jamal Johnson is a hot hand on this series. The Falcons, they pulled two of their linemen, number 77 and 88 Sims and number 77 Grant, put them in front of Mr. Johnson and allows them to have a nice game. A nice 9-yard game.
It looks like we get a pause in the action right now. The Falcons starting to feel better and better offensively. Able to force some turnovers early, giving them some short fields, and they have taken advantage. And stick with us. Bowling Green with it and on the move. All right, welcome back. Just had an injury stoppage. Nate Thompson, the injured Zip, looked like he was taken to the locker room. And he's been pretty big so far this year for that Akron secondary.
Yeah, coming into this game, he had 24 tackles. He has 5 tackles so far in this game already. You definitely don't want to lose a piece in the back half of your defense that's that valuable.
Second down and 1, but early movement by the Falcons.
Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, second down.
C.J. Lewis was very eager to get out there. We had barely come back from break, and he was already waltzing down the field.
I never seen a receiver that eager to block because he was definitely going to block somebody. Most of them are they're more eager when they know it's a pass play.
So back to the gun now. 2nd and 6. McDonald, that ball is tipped and looked like it was picked off.
I guess you did jinx him earlier today. That was a nice play by KJ Martin. The Falcons do a read option, not a read option. They do an RPO play right here, and the ball is on C.J. Lewis's hands. It's in his pocket. He has multiple attempts of trying to catch this ball. He drops it twice, and with him dropping it, tip balls and overthrows are a defense's best friend. Tip balls and overthrows, and right there, that was a tip ball. When you're in zone coverage, there was in zone coverage. Mr. Martin comes in, takes advantage of that tip ball. And this is exactly what Akron needed. And unfortunately, Bowling Green McDonald had his first interception of the season.
Jalen Kelly Powell was on the coverage. This the keeper. And it looks like Irons applying the stiff arm before finally getting driven out of bounds. Yeah, we talked so much into this game about McDonald had not made the big mistakes so far this year. Now, I don't know if I get credit for the jinx. That was way back in the second quarter that was brought up. I do not think the jinx applies. More movement. Could be a free play for Irons, who throws it down the field incomplete and also took yet another hit. Deshaun Jones ended up
Offside. Defense, number 9. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Blaine Spires. It's all getting a little sloppy out here on what is a critical possession. I mean, you think of the turnaround. The Falcons had a chance in zip territory, put more points on the board, already up 2 scores. Instead, now Akron has a chance to cut it to 1 score.
And whenever you get a turnover, that adds momentum to the team. So the Akron haven't had that momentum since the beginning of the game, and now they have the opportunity.
Irons throws it out of the backfield to Price, and he gets out to midfield for a first down and then some.
Price has been having a good day for this Akron offense. He's been the spark for this offense other than DJ Irons.
Well, we talked so much about the receivers, but instead it's been Price.
Coach Moorhead understands who's the hot hand, and he's leaning on it. And I don't blame him. If he has 2 touchdowns on the day, he's providing a spark for you. Just continue to allow him to be that guy.
All right, looked like the backup nose tackle, Billy Roberts, was helped off the field for the Falcons, which is why we had another stoppage. Things getting a little clunky in the third quarter. They had receivers bunched to the left, and instead Irons will keep it. He held it very long and may have got 2.
That was another RPO situation. He faked it to his running back, Mr. Price. Price wasn't available. Then he looked to see if there was somebody available at the receiver position. They were covered as well. So all Irons could do right here is run the ball up the middle.
Tight end Tristan Brank is on the field on the left side. Irons looking right. Now under fire, completes for positive yards. Alex Adams holds on to this one.
There was so much pressure in DJ Irons' face right here. He has number 6, Mr. Brand, and he had Carl Brooks in his face, causing pressure, just delivers a nice pass and still give them a manageable down the distance.
3rd and 4. From the gun, empty backfield. And they fake the swing pass, and instead, Irons goes up the middle for the first down.
Coming into this game, we were expecting to see an air attack from both of these teams. And Coach Moorhead said, hey, we're going to see a little bit more running from DJ Irons, but he's definitely put it on display today.
Out to the 36 now. With some optimism on this drive for that zip offense. Irons will now step up. He'll look to throw. He has his man, Alex Adams. Caught. Touchdown. 36 yards. Strike for the Zips.
Number 7, Alex Adams.
Oh, my gosh. That is exactly what Akron needed. First, they get the turnover, the tip ball, the overthrow. It allows them the ball in great field position. But the play right here that we see is DJ Irons step up into the pocket. Bowling Green sends the blitz. He steps into the pocket, avoids the pressure, and Mr. Adams, he dropped one last week, earlier today. He comes back and say, hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Irons. Here's the touchdown.
The Zips offense showing signs of life and a chance to cut it to 3. They do just that. We got a bowl game here in Akron. The Falcons clinging to a 3-point lead, and they'll have it next on ESPN. Things turn quick here at Akron, where Bowling Green was maybe driving for another score. Instead, the turnover. And then Akron goes 7 plays, 67 yards in under 2.5 minutes. Impressive job by that Akron offense.
Yeah, and led by DJ Irons. DJ Irons on this drive accounted for all 67 yards of this drive. He dumped a pass off to Price. Then he had a few runs. Then he had a few passes, and then finished it off with this pass to Adams for the touchdown, which Adams repaid him for the drop earlier. This is a game, and this is MAC football for you.
Right now, Irons, 147 yards through the air, 71 on the ground, and right now he's gotten the better of this quarterback matchup, but still down 3 as the Falcons get that ball out to the 26-yard line, and that is where QB Matt McDonald will start the drive, throwing his first INT of the season. He had been perfect so far this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, Anthony jinxed him, so.
I can see those tweets coming in. And here's that pick. Well, it was off his receiver's hand.
It's not his fault.
Not his fault. C.J. Lewis certainly could have had it, maybe anticipating the hit, but instead it catapulted Akron into making this a game.
And football is a game of momentum. And you just have to make sure that you take advantage of the momentum that you have when you have it. And Bowling Green has had opportunities where they had a momentum, but they haven't scored as much. And now Akron's got the momentum on this turnover and scored right away. So let's see how Bowling Green can come back and capitalize off of this situation.
2nd and 7, all sorts of movement, both sides pointing to each other. And now the flag comes in. The referee had to be coerced into throwing one.
That's my first time ever seeing a ref getting convinced into throwing the flag.
The ref was like, just go, just play.
False start, offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's one of the first times I ever played in seeing football where the defender was like, hey, he caused a penalty, and the ref was like, all right, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Alex Wolschlager costs him another 5 yards. This ball poorly thrown. McDonald on the run off the wrong foot. That's interesting. You bring up momentum, Ryan. You played at as high a level as you can play in this sport. Analytics guys will tell you time and time again they don't believe in momentum.
Yeah, they cannot believe in momentum. I definitely believed in it. I've definitely seen times where the Ohio State team that I played on, the Steelers teams that I played on, we made a defensive stop, and A.B., Le'Veon, Big Ben, Braxton Miller make a huge play right after that because they got the juice off of us.
Loudest this place has been. McDonald on 3rd down. Finds his man, Andrew Bench, down the middle for the first down. And he is still running. Have they blown it dead? Finally, they do. A huge conversion.
And that's why they don't believe in momentum. This is a beautiful throw by McDonald. He throws it on the wire and to his tight end Bench, who is down. He's down. Oh, I was about to say, he doesn't look like he was down to me, but yeah, that was very close.
Technically, they could maybe go forward progress stop, but the knee was down. Good catch.
Yeah.
But it's why you never stop, because you never know when the officials are going to blow that whistle. Sigh of relief, though, for Leffler and the Falcons. McDonald, that ball thrown low, but complete. And Kavon Kroom is able to make the grab.
That was a difficult catch. That was a good catch by Kavon Kroom.
Jalen Embry now makes his way back onto the field. Teron Keith goes to the sidelines. 2nd and 7 from their own 44. Inching closer to the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. McDonald from the gun. He'll throw. Top side. It is incomplete. Bobbled And Tyrone Broden can't make the grab, setting up another big third down.
For both teams, these are the plays that the receivers have to make. If the ball is hitting your hands, you have to make this catch, because when you drop those catches, now it puts you in a 3rd and 8 situation, and the defense, when it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, they always feel like they can eat, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a blitz on this play.
Embry and Hilaire on the left side. McDonald stays on his feet, calmly throws, and it's caught by, it looks like Broden, who steps out of bounds past that first down marker. So 2 hefty third down conversions.
The Zips sent a blitz, but Matt steps up into the pocket, avoids the blitz, and just puts a wonderful pass on the sideline to allow them to get this first down. Matt McDonald.
Yeah, these are some big plays. Because the Akron defense had these fans in a frenzy as they were smelling another stop. Instead, the Falcons with a first down. And that carry gets out to about the 40-yard line. Patterson has that Falcon offense in business.
Falcons get into a big personnel. They have 2 tight ends out there, then motion one of the receivers on the edge to also help when it comes to blocking. And the front does a good job of setting the edge, allowing Patterson just to follow the wave of Falcons in front of him and get another first down. They're in another big personnel, 2 tight ends and a fullback.
Handoff to the deep back. Jamal Johnson is upended, not much there.
Wrapped up by Tim Terry. Gain of 1 yard. Second down, 9.
That split zone is a very, very difficult formation and play call for linebackers to read, because you have multiple things happening in front of you that can cause you to go in the roll hold. The Zips linebackers do a good job of being very patient, understanding where they have to be, and stopping this first run.
Play action bootleg, now throwing back the other way. It's caught by Johnson. Slipped the first tackle before he's brought down at the 31.
The Falcons try to be a little slick right here and have a throwback, but the Zips were prepared. They were ready for this play. They did this split zone action and then set the tight end back for a max pro set, because they was trying to sneak a guy back. And one thing that the Zips did a good job of was just making sure they stay with their guys.
We'll see how aggressive on 3rd and 2. That is a handoff. The Zips are ready for it, and they bottle him up. Patterson brought down, may have lost a yard.
Wrapped up by Tim Terry.
Bowling Green has been doing a good job of running the ball downhill. And unfortunately on this play, they decide to run the ball on the edge. And whenever they've been running on the edge versus Akron today, they have been setting the edge. And setting the edge is not allowing the guys to beat you to the sideline. And right now, that's why we have another 4th and 3 situation, because they want to run it on the side.
No field goal attempt here. Mason Lawler, their kicker, his career high is 48. McDonald launches one. Incomplete over his receiver's head. And Broden, his arm's not long enough to corral that one. A huge stop for the Zip defense. They couldn't get one on the other end, and here they make it happen.
Instead of just trying to get the first down, Bowling Green goes for the touchdown. And Akron was waiting and was prepared and was in a man defense. And we talked about momentum earlier in this game, and that's something that just can continue to add a little bit more momentum, a little bit more juice, a little bit more sauce to their offense. And let's see if it can just help them out here.
It would have been a 49-yard field goal. You got the sense this week that Loeffler was going to be aggressive if given the opportunity. So instead they go for it. He's surprised that they went for it all in that situation, as they were able to make some conversions.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they went for it all, because I understand that they got stuffed on the last run, but the prior runs, they were able to run it downhill, down the middle of the defense, and they're just getting a little bit aggressive and trying to throw shots and get on the edge of the defense, which caused them to not make the play.
Irons sidesteps a defender, now moves up. He's out to the 40, a few yards short of that first down, but again, using those legs, which have served him well so far in this one.
DJ Iron legs have been saving this Zips team. Because if you look at his O-line, they're starting to, it's so much pressure that's happening to DJ Iron, so he has to use his legs. His O-line has to do a better job of setting up a pocket for him, but he's figuring out a way to get away from all this pressure and just give his team consistent opportunity.
He's got 4 receivers, 3 set out to the left. And now Price back alongside him with Banks in motion, now bunched up. The handoff is going absolutely nowhere on third down. That play is stuffed.
There was a good job by Anthony Hawkins and Anders being able to push the pile back. You see Hawkins get in the way and doesn't allow Price to be able to run what he wants to run. And Anders, their old reliable senior, just steps up, makes the tackle like he's done his whole career, having over 20 tackles on this season already.
Punt is up in the air, angled inside the 3. Another time where a returner drops the ball going backwards, but he's able to pick it back up. Fortunately, Embry was able not to make the huge mistake that you saw on that same end earlier in the ball game.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, returning punts going backwards is so much harder to be able to control where the ball is, understand where the ball is. Your pads, your body is all going in the opposite direction of where the ball is coming, and that's why he was able to muff the punt again. Luckily for Bowling Green, he was able to actually recover it. Unfortunately, the opposite happened for Akron.
Boy, very fortunate there. So Bowling Green after the stop, under center, McDonald with time to throw, and that ball is caught over the middle near the 20-yard line. So an 8-yard pickup. Broden is there to end the quarter, the final play of the third. And that means we have 15 minutes to go in a 3-point ball game. You don't want to go anywhere. It's been lively. We've had huge special teams plays. We'll see what we have left as both teams beginning their action today on this beautiful fall Saturday. Our final quarter today between Bowling Green and Akron. 2nd down and 2. Big handoff. And a first down as Jamal Johnson. That's been as easy as it gets for Johnson so far today.
They haven't had much like that. That was one of those plays where it was another split zone type of play, trying to just get the linebackers a little bit out of position, a little bit out of the hole, so you can have a nice run, and that's exactly what happened right there.
He's averaging 4 yards a carry. McDonald, they're breathing all over him. He fires it at the last second, and somehow he gets a completion out of that. Christian Sims, one of his favorite targets.
That was a very risky pass, but Matt does a good job of stepping up.
Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
Jalen Grant did not see the flag. And that is a biggie.
Man, that was a good play by McDonald. Stepped into the pocket, avoided the pressure, was getting sacked, threw out of the sack. But one thing that your O-lineman can't do is hold. And that brought them back now. It's 1st and 20. And that's a drop killer.
We'll see if the Falcons can make some of that up now. First down, all alone in the backfield. McDonald from the gun. That slant is complete to Hilaire, and he is on the move. Past midfield, caught a block, down to the 30 before he is leveled out of bounds, but a huge completion. One of the biggest plays of the game so far.
Odu Hilaire. Slant play. This is a play that has so much momentum going on it. You get him on the run. The linebacker misses the tackle and allows Hilaire just to use his speed. Get some nice blocks down the field, and then gets hit by Durant. But now they have the ball exactly where they need it and gives the Falcons right into scoring position.
Well, that certainly flips the field, and now they go to the running game. A nice, healthy pickup on first down.
That's one of the benefits of getting your playmakers involved early. A slant play is one of the most simple plays in football, and right here, it just allowed them to be able to get a 60-yard gain and put them in position to score again.
Second down, 6 now. McDonald under center. Handoff to the right side. And Jason Patterson took the hit, fell forward, inching closer to that first down.
Watch on here, you see that Bowling Green does a counter play. So now they're pulling their tight end and they're pulling one of their big old linemen to be able to get in front of these linebackers so Patterson has someone to run. Unfortunately, they didn't get as much as they would like, but they still were able to get a good management down the distance.
Hilaire in the slot. And now into the end zone, a perfect throw and an easy catch. The Falcons score. And it again is Odu Hilaire. 2 big plays on the drive.
Akron was in a man type of defense. It almost looked like it was in zero. Zero means all the corners, everybody that's playing man to coverage, they don't have anybody that's helping them in the back end. And Hilaire just stacks his cornerback, shakes him with an inside route, and then pulls out and hits him with the corner. And it was just a beautiful pitch and catch between Hilaire and his quarterback, McDonald.
Earlier on the drive had the 59-yard catch to get him in business. A few plays later, the touchdown. So a huge drive by the Falcons. And that extra point puts them up by 10 once again. Don't go anywhere. We'll see if the Zips have another response in them when we return.
That 18.
All right, welcome back. Impressive drive by Bowling Green. 7 plays, 88 yards. That huge slant play to Hilaire, and then he capped it off with the touchdown. Yeah,
this drive was just called the Hilaire drive. You could call it the Hilaire scoring drive because he had the slant, got him out of a 2nd and 20 situation, and then they do a corner route, a post corner route when the Zips was in a man-to-man coverage, and unfortunately he couldn't guard him anymore. So that was just a wonderful drive by Bowling Green.
Well, the Zips, they've showed some fight. They had a nice response on their last drive, and now they'll need another one with 12-12 to go here in the fourth quarter. Now, on the previous drive, I did say that I thought DJ Irons had outplayed Matt McDonald. What do you make so far of the quarterbacks that we've seen today?
I just feel like it's just a back and forth battle. DJ Irons, where he's adding his fuel to the fire, is he has a lot with his legs, but he's also getting some nice throws in here and there. While McDonald, he's playing really well, but he just finished off that last drive. So DJ Irons, his last 2 quarters going into this one, I feel like have been his best quarters, 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards.
Well, he's been getting stronger as the game goes on. Now they're the draw, and he has tackled forward. So a nice pickup on first down. We'll see if there's a level of urgency yet. Still plenty of time, obviously, in the game, but they feel that they really need to get a score on this possession.
They have to score on this possession just to establish that they're still here in this game and that they still have an opportunity.
And this time, the handoff. Price gets out near the 40.
Gains to the 40-yard line, and an Akron.
So the Zips able to start out with a pair of runs to get the first down. That puts Price over 55 yards on the game. Irons is nearly brought down, and he finally is. Boy, he wanted to stay up as long as possible, but just too many Falcons defenders there to make the play, including their stud senior Darren Anders, who's been all over the field today.
The Falcons been able to get pressures on Irons all night, but this time they was able to wrap him up, and this, like you said, Anders was able to get the sack. The Falcons have been putting pressure on DJ Irons all night. It's just as if he's able to sneak out of it or not, and he wasn't able to that time.
Cassius Howell there as well, so now pinned back 2nd and 19. Irons was going to pick it up and run. Instead, picks up exactly what the defense was willing to give him. TJ Banks moved him ahead to the 40, and so now you got 3rd and 10. They picked up 9 on the play.
This is a critical situation. Bowling Green is in a man-style defense right here. I don't know if they're going to back out a little bit or they end up getting in the zone.
Irons to Alex Adams again. He hangs onto it, and he has the Akron Zip first down as he signals forward. That's a biggie for this Zip offense.
That was a huge play for this Ziggy offense. He steps to the pocket, throws the ball over the linebacker, and sits right into the zone. That was a nice run play by Alex and also a pass by DJ Irons.
And they keep it on the ground now. Price goes forward, and he may have gotten the first down on his own.
Price has been a hot hand coming into this game. We obviously Wiley is normally their starting running back, but with Price having such a great game, he's been a spark of this offense and just running the ball the way he's been running it. They just got to continue moving forward with him.
Already to the 21, that pitch. Not much going on there, and they may have gotten a hold on Shockey Jock Louis. Will wait for the call, but he had his receivers out there trying to block.
Holding offense number 18. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Well, you never want to get a hold on the offensive lineman, but when it's on the wide receivers in a screen situation, you feel like you might have blown it with the play call. So that one's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And I know receivers that I was friends with, and they told me they don't pay me to block. And I know DBs that told me they don't pay me to tackle. Well, unfortunately, it's part of the game. You have to block. You have to tackle. And right here, he tried to get a little bit too grabby, and they have a first in a very long situation. And this is not what Akron needed to get back and just show that they're still trying to compete.
Now, they had a big negative play to start this drive with the sack, but they were able to come back from it. But here they are not able to get much. Price had not much room to operate, and so 2nd and forever here as we approach the 9-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
So the first play of pretty much every first down, Akron's been running the ball. They need to add a little bit of mix of running play action to throw the defense off a bit.
They snap it from the 45. Irons will take off. Has some area in the middle before he is absolutely dropped. A huge hit. That Falcon defense making sure to limit the damage.
DJ Irons, he's looking downfield. He's ready to run. But he was shaking, but he was not ready for Mr. Bacon. Bacon was sizzling right there, and he made sure that that DJ Irons could smell him right there.
Well, you got a lot in there. That was impressive. Irons, 3rd and 16. He steps up, has time, has his receiver. Adams at the goal line. Touchdown.
Oh my gosh. This is MAC football. This is crazy, man. Right here, we see both times, both drives, there was a holding call that set the offense back, which causes them both to force them to pass the ball. And DJ Irons and Matt McDonald both step up. They run a switch concept here, which allows Adams to be able to get open and behind the defense, and DJ Irons was able to step up and find him.
Just an incredible play, taking advantage of the coverage situation, and the Zips not going anywhere. This lead is cut to 3, and Bowling Green will have it after the big Akron touchdown. Stick with us.
Front yards have long range.
With great action, especially when it's the opener of conference play. Akron with a huge response. 5 plays, 75 yards on the drive, and a huge 41-yard touchdown pass from DJ Irons to Alex Adams. His stats starting to mount here. A very, very proficient day now for DJ Irons, who's done it both on the ground and through the air. And now, back and forth they go here in the 4th. So Bowling Green about to get the football. And you just never know when you have a wild finish on your hands. I would not go anywhere. If you are tuned in from anywhere, whether you're in the state of Ohio or beyond, we could have an excellent finish to this game. Bowling Green, they pull it out, and they will take over the football. Stick with us. Bowling Green with it, and a 3-point lead.
Front yards have long.
Well, obviously the story of this game, the 2 quarterbacks, and Bowling Green's Matt McDonald, kind of a slower start than we're used to seeing from him, but he has certainly picked it up. The 1 interception notwithstanding, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, other than the 1 interception, he's been pretty good. His O-line has been protecting him. He only has gotten sacked 1 time since the first quarter. And ever since then, he's just been connecting with his receivers. He has 3 touchdowns. And he's been making great throws. And the 1 interception he does have is a tip throw. And that's because his receiver just didn't come down with it.
Yeah, ended a pretty impressive streak of passes without an interception. But all streaks made to be broken. He could start a new one. Meanwhile, this carry is going for huge yards. Jamal Johnson to start things off on this possession. He's out across midfield and out to the 46-yard line.
Juwan Johnson, he runs behind his big O-line, Mr. Wallslager and Warner, and they just allow a big gaping hole for him to run through. And that was a wonderful run for him to have a 25-yard gain.
Exactly how you want to start to drive off if you're Bowling Green. Broden is in motion to the far side. Play action on first. McDonald stepping up, looking and smartly throwing that ball out of bounds. Boy, Bowling Green aggressive, though, on this possession. We were talking off the air, is this going to be a situation where Loeffler tries to sustain a lengthy drive, eat up some clock? They are going for it.
Yeah, I don't know if these coaches don't like each other, but Loeffler want to make sure, hey, we're throwing the ball, we're getting some more touchdowns, because he just ran for 25 yards, and the next play, he's like, hey, I'm throwing a shot.
And this time, inside handoff. Johnson gets maybe 3.
The think back on it, just based off of the film that I've watched, is I know that a lot of teams like to do shot plays between the 40s. So we're in that type of type of situation. They had a 1st and goal between the 40s. That is shot territory for a lot of offenses and a lot of so I wouldn't be surprised if that's why they took that shot early in the drive.
Christian Sims in the slot on the near side. That's been a favorite target so far this season by McDonald on big plays, but he's looking the other way. He has to step up, avoid a defender, across his body. Ball is tipped at the last second. Nice defensive play by Nate Thompson. He left the field earlier to go to the locker room. Well, he was back to make a saving deflection there.
Yeah, Mr. McDonald broke outside the pocket, gets on the edge, throws a incredible ball, but Mr. Nate Thompson comes out of nowhere, and all he has to do is put his hands on it. He don't have to intercept it. He just has to get his hands on it, and you know what that does? It gives this Akron team another chance of getting the lead, so now their special teams are on the field.
We've had some very precarious special teams moments in this game. Returners unable to just catch the ball cleanly. This ball down inside the 2-yard line. Special teams looming large, but when we come back, the Zips with the ball, a chance to tie or take the lead. Maction right here on ESPN.
Another.
So DJ Irons with that Akron Zip offense, do they have another drive in them? Nearing 300 yards of total offense on the day. Has made some huge plays here in the second half. But now deep in their own territory with 6:16 to go. They'll start it at their own 2. And this gives them some more breathing room with the handoff to Clyde Price. That gets them out to the 8-yard line. Nice play on first down.
Yeah, they just want to make sure that they get away from that goal line. So they do a nice run play. This is a good job by establishing the front by the O-line and just helping them get 5 yards so they can have a little bit of breathing room if they want to run, if they want to pass.
3 receivers to the near side. 2nd and 5. Irons. A draw all the way. And they were ready for it.
DJ Irons.
He got to about the 11-yard line.
So Akron, they do a quarterback power pit, Nate Williams on the edge. And one thing about when you're pulling somebody, you want to get inside that puller because they're blocking them out. But DJ Irons wasn't able to get inside, and that's why that was a great tackle by Taylor.
Another run now, this time to the right side. And this is where having a 6'6 quarterback certainly comes into play.
Yeah, they just wanted to get this first down. All you have to do is get this first down. And Akron is 2 things in play right here. They're slowing down the clock, but then also trying to score at the same time.
Irons will step up, and he will throw it. Caught by Daniel George. Makes a man miss. And after the missed tackle, is out across the 25-yard line.
That's another Akron. First down.
Now they do have all 3 timeouts. They're at about the 4.5-minute mark, and a flag is thrown with the official, the side judge, running in.
It's a false start.
False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
A few times today, Nate Williams has been flagged. The excellent right tackle for the Zips. 6'6", 305, the sophomore. But that one is costly because the clock already running.
Yeah, so they lose time and they lose yards. That's something that you definitely don't want to have. You don't want to get into these long situations. You've gotten out of them multiple times before, but you just don't want to constantly put yourself in trouble.
Irons, pocket collapsing. Nowhere to go but down on the ground. A huge sack by the Falcon defense.
Falcons sent Brookhorn and Brooks on a blitz, and it's just so much pressure on DJ Irons. He can't even avoid right here. The whole game he's been able to find his way to avoid it, but that's what happens when you're going against the number one pass rush in the MAC, and right now is getting really difficult for Akron's offense.
So this drive started out promising, now taking way too much time. Irons trying to uncork one, but he's brought down again. Another sack by that Falcon defense. They are swarming.
Carl Brooks is all over the place, and he's not allowing DJ Irons to do anything that he wants. He steps up in the pocket. He's trying to find someone to throw it to, but Brooks is trailing him the whole play.
They need to get just past the 36-yard line. We're under 3 minutes in the final quarter. 3rd and 14. They rush 4. Irons able to get out of the pocket. He's going to continue to run, and he is past the first down marker. A huge 3rd down conversion, and they will move the sticks.
That was a wonderful play by DJ Irons, and that's what he's been doing all day. His legs have been allowing this offense to survive. That was a little bit longer than 3rd and 14. I know that's what they said on the screen, but that was longer than 3rd and 14, and that was just a phenomenal play by DJ Irons.
I mean, the Falcons didn't blitz. They knew that Irons had a chance, and he misplays the snap. Collects it and throws it out of bounds, avoiding all sorts of danger.
That one was scary for the Akron faithful over here. DJ Irons mishandled the snap, but that was a veteran play by him. He understands this is a tight game. I have to get this ball out of bounds. I can't just fall on it. And he does that, uses his legs to get out of the pocket and get him another chance.
Did you ever get a bounce like that where it comes right back to you?
Yeah, when on defense, some odd way, the ball always bounces away from me.
Well, very fortunate for the Zips that he lives to see another day. 2nd and 10. Irons down the field. He had his man TJ Banks, incomplete. Everyone looking for a flag, but looks like Anders and the Falcons played it clean.
Anders is in good position, put his hands up right between where the receiver would catch the ball, and that's a very questionable call. They could call pass interference for it, but he got there right when the ball touched the receiver's hands.
Boy,
and
bang on that. It depends on what colors you're wearing on how you want that called. 2:04 to go. The draw. And Irons spins to about the 43-yard line. Still needs to get to the 48 for a first down. 150. The clock continues to tick. They do have all 3 timeouts. Would you use one here on 4th and 6?
I would use a timeout here because just so my offense can make sure they have the right play in.
Instead, Scott Loeffler calls the timeout. We're sitting here wondering if Akron is going to call it. I don't know if Bowling Green really thought Akron was going to run that play, and so they're forced to make sure they have the right personnel on the field.
I understand where Bowling Green is coming from in this situation, making sure you have the right personnel to stop them on this 4th and short. But also, it questions me why Akron did not call a timeout, because you want to make sure that you have the perfect play call. So Bowling Green actually did a favor to Akron, but in my opinion, if I was Bowling Green, I would just try to pick the best play I can in and allow the clock to run out as much as it can.
So 1:38 on the clock. These are the moments you love in football, especially this conference. Fall weather, blankets out. I mean, they're dressed like it's winter. I wouldn't go that far. It is a little chilly. I'm seeing 60 degrees. I don't know if that's blanket weather.
Yeah, it's definitely colder than 60 degrees up here.
From the gun, 4th and 6. Huge play. He has time. And it is incomplete. Sails over his receiver, Alex Adams. So they turn it over on downs.
Bowling Green takes over. First and 10.
He had time to throw. And that one sailed away from him. He's been pretty accurate throughout the game, but not on that throw.
DJ Irons, he makes sure that he has the right play. They get in the right situation. But one thing that he has to do, he has to make sure that he actually completes the pass. And Coach Leffler does a good job of helping his defense out and making sure that they're in the right play.
Now the key is still for Akron when you're looking at the clock. You have all 3 timeouts. Minute 33. But you certainly need a stop right here as you trail by 3 and Bowling Green will have the football.
So Akron, what you have to do in this situation, you have to force them to turn the ball over on downs, cause a turnover. But as Bowling Green, all you have to do in this situation is get a first down. If you get any type of first down in this situation, the game is over. Unless you get it on literally the first play of the drive. Any other situation, if you get a first down, this game is over.
All right, had an injury stoppage, but the Falcons not under center, still going from the shotgun. McDonald, the handoff. That is Patterson. Way too many yards given up on first down there by that zip defense. And that puts them in a bind because they have to use their first time out. Make that Jamal Johnson on the carry, but way too many yards. They give up 8.
The Zips, they want to make sure that they don't give up that many yards. And like I just said, you have to make sure that you force them to a 3 and out, force them to kick a field goal in this situation if their field goal kicker can make a field goal from this far. But you can't allow them to get the first down. That's why they have to start using these timeouts. And the only way that Bowling Green does a pass on this situation is if they're trying to throw them off. And I will be very surprised if we see the ball in the air right now.
Well, that would certainly be the Zips' best friend at this point. Still from the gun. McDonald, the inside handoff. Not a lot of room to run, but closing in on that yard to gain. Still short right now, according to where the officials are walking in. Akron calls timeout. That is their second. They still have one more, but about a yard will do it for this game and the outcome.
Bowling Green's been running the ball well all game, except when Akron knows they need to run the ball. So right now we're in a situation, it's 3rd and short. Every time Bowling Green has to run the ball on 3rd and short situations, 4th and short situations, Akron has stood up, and they need to stand up again right here. Last play, they was in an all-out blitz. I will be almost willing to guarantee that they're going to be in some type of run commit type of defense again to make sure that they force them from not being able to run around. And what do we see from Bowling Green? We see nothing but big guys in the game. Nothing but tight ends, nothing but linemen, and one running back.
3rd down and 1. Under center. Straight up handoff. And the pile to the left, did they move it enough? It'll all depend on the spot. What do you think?
The ref is waving them forward.
You got it. 30-second charge timeout, Akron. Their 3rd and final of the half.
Yeah, they've changed the markers. They gave them the first down, and that's the last time that the Zips can stop the clock, which pretty much means, unless there is some sort of egregious error, The Falcons are going to get out of Dodge with a big road victory.
This is a huge road victory for the Falcons. They came in here the favorites for this game, and it was back and forth. Akron fought very hard, but they just had to make sure that they don't do anything right here in these last minute and 15 seconds to mess up this W.
Boy, 176 yards on the ground for that Bowling Green running attack. Head coach Scott Leffler talking this week about making sure to run the ball much better. They knew they were up against it on the road, some difficult circumstances. Head coach suffering from a blood clot that caused him to miss the first game of his lifetime at any level, which was so hard on him, but he said his guys competed. He didn't have his starting quarterback last week, pretty much noting that he wanted McDonald to get healthy and to have that clean slate once the MAC season got underway, which turns out to be a pretty good decision because the backup Cam Orth played well at times on the road at Mississippi State. So now he knows that he can trust his backup, and his starter, Matt McDonald, with all those starts under his belt, should be primed and ready for a huge, huge surge the rest of the way.
One thing about this Bowling Green team, they've gone through adversity. They understand what it's like to play big-time games versus really tough crowds. And they came into this crowd, they came into this situation, understood the adversity they had last week and throughout the beginning of this first half of the season. And Coach Leffler said they have to treat every game like the Super Bowl. They have to prep like every game is the Super Bowl, and that's what they did today.
McDonald needs it, and they're going to have to do so. No, that'll do it. The final time as the coaches now walking onto the field to greet each other. What a tumultuous couple of weeks for head coach Scott Leffler. He said he's healthy. He's going to listen to his doctor going forward, and his team certainly listened to him as they showed a lot of fight. This one was close at times, but they held off the pesky Akron Zips, who they have to be proud of the way that they fought today as well.
Yeah, Akron definitely has to be proud of the way they fought because this game almost got away from Akron, and they fought all the way back, but still they didn't have the outcome that they wanted. At the end of the day, I would recommend everybody listen to your doctor. And this is a good win by the Bowling Green Falcons today.
Well, that'll do it here from Akron. 3-point ball game to wrap things up. We had a good one, and this is just the start of all the excitement coming your way in this conference. Next week, Akron will be down in Athens to take on Ohio University. Meanwhile, Bowling Green will host Buffalo, a huge battle there. For Ryan Shazier, the All-American, I'm Anthony Lima. We had so much fun bringing you football for the last 3+ hours. And don't forget, more MACtion right around the corner. So long from InfoCision Stadium here in Akron. Your final score, the Zips fall short. 31-28 Bowling Green, the victors here today.